Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 21 of the Core Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Supa, and joining me, as always, is Macardia. What's going on, Mac?
Not much, I thought I'd give everybody a show with my new sweet Star Wars onesie, but that thing is like a fucking nightmare of hell heat. I'm sure you can understand with all the heat you're going through, right?
Yes, it's Monday. It's time to record a show, and we're about to get a foot of snow again. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, always, of course. Why would it come Tuesday or Wednesday or any other day of the week?
Yeah, nah, fuck that. But I saw the onesie, guys. You guys missed out on it. It was great. He looked very handsome, etc. And we also have the luchador himself, Sovereign, a.k.a. Will, which is his real name.
Yes!
Oh, God. He's
I'm
pumped.
so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. This is going to be fun. Smite Season 2 is starting. Just spoiler alert.
So I guess we're going to have some Smite news.
Yeah, probably a little.
Because they're going to a new format, right?
They're going to format? What do you mean?
New format for the season.
Kind of a new format. There's a lot of new things, so it'll be really cool, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I'm super stoked. So
Awesome. And the man who I don't even introduce because he does it himself, MoriQ.
Hey, I'm back with me, MoriQ, here on the Core Gaming Podcast from NSG Productions, because we're professional and that's what we go with, because, people don't want to be called shitters and things like that, which is the word I've coined for our fans, the shitters. Yes, we're here on episode 21. No snow here, a mild frost, so John, I feel your pain.
That's cute.
I know that. Sometimes I go outside and, the handle of the gate will be pretty cold.
Oh, God.
not just pretty cold, not really cold.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing is I went out the door yesterday and there was a bit of a wind and moss fell out of the drain above me and hit me on the head.
Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible.
Yeah, I could have been in hospital from falling debris. Like, I was lucky it was only moss. It could have been eggshells or
degrees Celsius.
Slate.
Why is it in Celsius?
Because Mac knows.
What? Why?
I have two apps actually, one in Celsius and then one in Fahrenheit.
So you can talk to Mori better.
Yeah.
So he better understands you. Fuck that. We're American.
Well, because every time I say 20, like, even half the people, like, that I talk to, because we do have some, like, people in other places, and they'll be like,
bullshit.
Why is it, like, 75 degrees out? It's like, shouldn't you be on fire? And I'm like, no.
You crazy Europeans.
No.
It's on fire.
So, sad weather story, though. When I went out to, like, take care of the yard and shit, I had no gloves.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep. Why? Because the girlfriend took him to work with her once. Yep.
No.
Yeah. The damn gloves I used to hold the snowblower here in Massachusetts, because it's fucking cold as shit, and she takes them. It's horrible. I almost got frostbite. It's bad.
That ain't right.
It ain't right.
Oh, man. It didn't affect your gaming hands, did you?
You
got all your
one
digits?
hand for gaming, the other one for loving.
There's really no lower I can get in Dota as far as my MMR goes, so I don't really know.
You could play with our community more, and I'm sure they can tank you.
No, actually, they're like
I think they help them.
Yeah, my party MMR is the better of the two.
Yeah, but the thing is, what it is that's an average of all of yours, so it probably would be a little higher just because there's so many of you. So
True.
Technically, it's probably a lot lower, really.
Wow, that's hurtful. But
yeah, so you.
But if you wanted to go lower, I can join a party with you, John.
No, that's okay. I'll pass.
We could just play Heroes of the Storm and not worry about match rating.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
Although, all right.
I can't because they still haven't sent me anything, because fuck them.
Yeah, no, and I don't think you're going to. You got to buy in or wait.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
No, you should buy in.
Buy in for a game that you think is like,
Yeah, don't do it. Oh, cool. Civ,
honestly, I
Civ
like
Tech
Smite
is-
a lot.
Yeah, but it's
Brockton.
like that for me, but you're way more casual than me, so you're really enjoying it.
But Smite is about to come out for Xbox.
Yeah, and things.
Just saying.
Casualness
just saying.
intensifies.
Max doesn't. Max?
It's over 9,000.
I call him Max. Mac doesn't even play Smite on the PC anymore because he hates us.
Shots fired.
That's true. That's
It's like secret and
Oh, it's fucking muted again.
It's so convenient
It's
for me
always-
just to turn on my Xbox.
It's-
I can just go, dude. I'm on it right now. I could be playing Smite right now while doing the podcast. Like,
Yeah,
You
you
can't,
could.
it's
That'd
not-
probably be
it's
bad,
not-
though.
It's not on Xbox yet.
yeah.
I know I could if it was there.
Okay.
But yeah,
Alright, guys.
you know, I don't like.
Well, that's like saying I could be having sex if I wasn't here right now.
I doubt it.
No one would believe it. Like,
Madam Palm and her 5 lovely daughters.
All right, guys, let's get into the news. Not as heavy as last week, but you know how we do it here. We just get right down into the dirty. Actually, that's probably opening up doors for more Q. Mac, you got your laptop handy?
I do.
Awesome. Why don't you get the first topic, baby?
All right. Peter Molyneux's
Actually, I think you said that
Kickstarted title Godus is in shaky water. Quoting a PC Gamer article, Molyneux has apparently moved on to another project, which in itself isn't particularly concerning, but a January forum post by designer Conrad Furious Moo, last name, a relatively recent addition to 22 Cans, painted a rather bleak picture of the future. To be brutally candid and realistic, I simply can't see us delivering all the features promised on the Kickstarter page, he wrote. A lot of the multiplayer stuff is looking seriously shaky right now, especially the persistent stuff like Hub World. Well, you know, Peter Molyneux game's not living up to expectations. Ooh.
Ooh, shocker.
Pose a question here. Should contributors be refunded? And does this continue to break confidence in crowd-funded games? Discuss.
Good shit.
whoa. Good shit. No. Bad shit.
No, well, I meant the discuss. That was cool. I think, one, the contributors should be refunded if they're not going to live up to things that were promised in the Kickstarter campaign. And two, this is not looking good for, things like Steam Greenlight and Kickstarter.
Fucking
Again.
Snake.
Yeah.
Steam Greenlight.
Did Steam Greenlight ever really look good, except for like the first 3 games that come out of it?
No.
No.
I mean, yeah.
No, but I mean, this is really sad for Kickstarter. You know, basically the community gave $800,000 roughly to them to make this game, funding it up front, and potentially getting nothing in return.
Dude, I would
Or at least not the same
friggin'
game they
take
thought they
$800,000 to do nothing and say I'll do something.
I think what they should do is they should offer people the option of a refund,
A refund.
with an in-depth overview of what features could possibly be dropped, so people can make the decision.
Oh, they're like, oh, well, I didn't even care about that feature anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
going to still keep my money in there.
Because,
or
I mean,
they're like,
that's
oh, that's the
fair.
only reason I donated, so I'm going to take my
I
money
mean,
back.
it sounds like there's still some of the game there, so maybe that's enough for some people. So yeah, I think they should be given the option, or say, just give them the option, because if you just give a refund, like, then they've got to go and sign it again. Whereas if you just give them the option, then they can take the money and run, or they can just say stay opted in.
Okay.
The only problem is I don't think they can give a refund.
Yes, they
It's
can.
Probably money they've already spent.
Well, that's probably a good point.
If they gave the option, they could. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Well,
like
you
the
gotta
company
have
as a
money.
whole.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're going to
we'll
give you the
refund it.
option, and then it turns out everyone's like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah.
Then they wanna be
all
like,
of a sudden they're like, we don't have any money, so
Then they just close
you
the
want a
game
refund,
down.
we'll give you a penny.
Then they just close the game down again.
Oh,
and then
like I just
sell the
find it
asset.
funny that like it's like Peter Molyneux and like it's like they're not going to have all the features we thought, and I'm like Fable.
Yeah. This has happened
And,
before.
like, yeah,
Yes.
like
Couple of
after
times.
like Fable 2, because I was like, well, maybe they'll add more stuff in there. I was like, all right, I like the Fable games as they are, but I'm just not going to listen to the crazy promises they're putting out there. If they're similar, I'll still play them because I like them, but like these whole decisions affecting the world, it's not really ever going to happen.
Fair enough.
No.
But Maury, you said
You know.
you hate Steam
Steam
Greenlight.
Greenlight's terrible.
Why?
Because a lot, even games on Steam that they release should never be released. If you look at, you go to Steam right now and look at what's released this week, like there's games are like £4, £5, £6, £8, converted to dollars, $10, $11, and you look at them and you say they probably shouldn't even
Have come
be
out?
there. Yeah,
Okay.
like they should never even have made it onto a cutting
No.
room floor, and I just don't think.
I don't know. I think the independents have a place in the world, but I think Steam has maybe too many independents right now.
I just think it needs to be vetted a lot better, and I don't know what vetting procedures. When you see maybe 100 new games released a month on Steam or something like that, it's probably more. But like, how many? I can't imagine that they're all scrutinized and vetted.
No.
There was a game on there that I thought looked pretty good. It's like this pirate kind of RPG, and everyone's saying, "Oh, it looks amazing," and then people who played it are like, it's not even finished. Most of the features aren't there, and I think it's like a £20 game, so that's $35 or something. And like things like that should never happen. I think there should be more stringent screening processes. And like, I don't know how Kickstarter works. Like, people just go on, sign up, and say we want to do this project, and nobody checks on it. I think
Can we do that?
that's
Yeah.
the issue.
Well,
Coming
and-
soon, NSG Kickstarter, where we make all these promises and live up to none of them.
Woohoo!
Like having
Yeah!
having no agendas.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but now this is kind of like, we went on a tyrant a little bit or tirade, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Tirade.
Tirade, yeah.
Like
When
Ubisoft.
right on Ubisoft, releasing games that aren't complete, and now with stuff like Steam Greenlight or even the H1Z1 beta and the Heroes of the Storm beta, like publishers are asking people to give them money up front without a finished product.
Yeah. Only this
Is
taking
this
it to an
good for
extreme.
games?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though,
We don't
is
even
they're not
have a
releasing
product.
it saying it's a finished product, though, because, like, when Ubisoft releases games, they're like, this is the finished product, and, like, that's what they told everybody. When people usually go with the Greenlight games, like, they say, hey, this is alpha, or this is beta, or at least they're having a little bit of forewarning, so, like, I see where you're getting with that, but I still think it's a bit of a different situation between
Okay.
what
No,
Ubisoft
we're-
did and what Greenlight's doing.
We had such a tirade on pre-ordering games that doing crowdfunding for games seems even more ridiculous.
Okay,
At least when you
yeah.
pre-order, they have a chance. They're almost done.
Yeah.
This case, they're not even remotely at the alpha stage, and they're asking for money,
It's like-
and we're going, oh yeah, that looks like a great concept. Let me give you my $20. And then, lo and behold, they can't deliver.
But
Well, see,
Surprise.
the thing with me with pre-orders was I only ever pre-ordered because there was a time and place where if you didn't pre-order a game,
You wouldn't get it.
did not get it on launch.
Right.
So, like,
Oh, yeah.
Halo 5, there's pre-orders out. Every time I go to Best Buy or GameStop, I see, hey, pre-order Halo 5. And you know me, I'm a big Halo fan. I haven't pre-ordered it because, A, I said, I'm agreeing with you guys. We shouldn't pre-order these games, especially with the whole snafu of Master Chief Collection. And I know it's different situations with the whole multiplayer thing just because of how massive Master Chief Collection was.
right.
But I also am like, well, I just download all my games anyways, so
Why
fuck it,
pre-order
I
them?
mean,
You're
I don't
guaranteed
need
to
to
get
like
it.
make sure I have a copy. Yeah, exactly. So like, I can just download it anytime I want. So like, I don't pre-order anything anymore. There's no point.
I'm with you on
And,
that.
and I don't know anybody that does it for PC. 'Cause I don't think like. I guess the last time I did it for PC was for Elder Scrolls Online, and I got a little burned on.
yeah, no kidding. Exactly.
So, but yeah,
I hear you. All right, good discussion
Well, I mean,
there.
we're just kind of talking about this, but I saw a Twitter announcement this week that a massively Kickstarter game has reached 72 million now.
I believe that is
Ask
them
what's the old
Citizen.
Star
website?
Citizen.
Star Citizen is at 72
Raise your hand
million.
if you contributed to that. Meh.
Now, we're talking about games that aren't even finished or things like that. But that's a kind of a long way from still kind of being finished, and that keeps getting more and more money. So
Okay,
I believe if it's something you really like believe in, though, like that's the thing with a lot of these green lights. There's just some idea, and someone's like, "Huh, I can make this dog pee on that tree, $5."
you see, that's
But,
one of the problems I have with Steam Greenlight is that people are
there's no
impulsive.
criteria.
Well, it's just people are impulsive. If you see a game that sounds remotely funny, remotely fun or something, you see it's like $6, $10, and I go, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I know it's not finished.
What's $6 or $10?
Yeah, you don't think about it, but if there's a million people do that,
Yeah, and then it propagates. Hey, this
Yeah, this
person
is
made
working.
this crappy game, and like they just made it cheap, and everyone bought it. and They made all this money. I could do that too. Shitty game factory, just pumping out, and that's what Greenlight kind of I feel has become is just this shit factory of just one meaningless game after another.
It
Which
is your
I bought, and I
lower
bought
intestines.
games from it, so
yeah.
Same here.
yeah, I guess there's just
so
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that we're not culpable of doing this, but I'm saying that there are a lot of people out there who do this shit and buy really shitty games, and you've probably got them on your friends list. They've got 300 games in Steam, and all of them never cost more than $5, and you're thinking, more money than sense, and you're just perpetuating the shit that's poured on us.
Okay. Now, there is kind of a difference to like how Cloud Imperium Games is handling the whole Kickstarter thing. And I think that's how open they are with their contributors, from newsletters to the forums to the content that they produce for YouTube, showing you behind the scenes looks of how the development's going and how open the development process is to the people contributing.
Yeah. I definitely believe that Star Citizen's on a realm of its own. It's on its own.
Yeah.
And it's a fully fledged kind of company and everything. But a lot of them are, seedy Ukrainian porn business mafia who
They
just
give you viruses
you're kind of
and
people.
destroy your computer.
who just give you viruses that destroy your computer and stop you playing games.
But one more point I wanted to get you guys' opinion on. Ubisoft, and even if you talk about Elder Scrolls Online, a lot of the bad decisions that happen in gaming aren't necessarily the developers, it's the publishers of the games.
Correct.
And how do you get rid of the publishers, the money behind the games, if you can't use a service like Kickstarter or Steam Greenlight to get your games out there?
I guess at this point it's what is the lesser of two evils, but I don't know what it is because it sometimes seems like. But here's the thing: sometimes publishers are good, and sometimes Kickstarters are good, and then sometimes publishers are shitty, and sometimes Kickstarters are shitty. So
Yeah,
it's like
like-
there's no
There's no right
consistency
answer.
in either.
I think you just have to be a diligent consumer. I think that there are people on Steam Greenlight and Kickstarter that legitimately just want to take money off you
Okay.
Yep.
and not give you a product. And then there are people who are passionate about what they're producing and the entire company is behind it. So
Which I think is something
you
with
get-
Cloud Emporium Games. I mean, they're really passionate about that.
Yeah, but a lot of times your dreams are bigger than your budget, and developing
Not-
to your dreams is not
for
quite
Cloud
feasible.
Imperium.
Yeah, I mean,
budget's
like
ridiculous.
one of the games that me and Will love, Smite comes from an indie developer, and they legitimately seem like they're interested in
Oh yeah.
producing a good product, and they're backing their game and all that kind of stuff. And then there are some companies like Ubisoft, where they're so big that they're disconnected from each other and they produce shit.
But even with
But
high-res
they're trying to fix
studios,
it.
you have a thing where they're in front of the camera. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you get to see behind the closed doors of their development process. And I think if you're going to do Kickstarter or crowdfunding, you need to make that promise with the consumer that you are going to let them in on the development process so
yeah.
they know what you're struggling with, what you're completing, what's going well.
yeah.
Just like
Because-
high-res, just like Cloud
Yeah, I
Imperium.
mean, basically, if you're a Kickstarter, you are a board member for that game, I feel. And I think, like, I backed a game, and I think John did as well, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've had enough correspondence from them telling me how the game's doing.
I
maybe
agree.
maybe I've not looked into it enough, but they haven't necessarily given me enough.
Well,
They aren't as
I mean, I
open.
know-
Granted, they're like
Yeah.
Czech or something like that, so
Yeah,
not all of them
I mean,
speak
and that
English.
kind of brings us back down to I think Star Citizen is. I think that they're going about this right because they have those letters for our, like answers for our, what's it called, the letters?
Answers
10 for the
Chairman.
chairman.
yeah.
10 for the chairman, and so he's like chairman of the board. He's talking to you. He's answering your questions. So it kind of makes you feel like, yeah, you are a member of the board of that, game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think what you're saying is right. That it's up to the individual consumer to do their own research, do their own research on these publishers or these independents, and kind of make that clarification for yourself. Because, like we said, there's good and bad on both ends. So, and we also need reliable sources of like news for this
Yeah.
stuff too. And
Yeah.
But that's what I mean with Greenlight is that you would expect that Greenlight vet these things properly, so someone's not going to rip you off. But I don't think that's in place. And with how big Valve is, and how much money they probably make from the Greenlight things, I think it should
tons of
be
it, I bet.
it should be better policed.
Yeah.
I think it's just hard to
correlated.
do because you kind of believe these people that say that, oh yeah, we've got a team that can do this. How are you going to prove it? They can produce numbers that show that they're
Well,
on
then
target
here's the thing
to create
is-
a game in 6 months.
greenlight it, but after so many people buy it and it turns out it's not what they said,
Well, I
take
think
it off.
I think Greenlight should be. It only comes into existence on Greenlight after it reaches a certain development stage, and the people at Valve maybe should play the games and see if it's actually something that to charge for, or maybe it's something they should give away free so people can
Some type of-
so people can test it to get it to a stage where they can start charging for it.
Yeah, some type of like QA team or something like that. Like
Yeah.
you could sign up for like a Greenlight
Extended
QA,
QA.
and they could be like, they could take names from that pool and be like, okay, well, this month you've been allotted this game to do a QA on, and that way members of Steam could test it that way. Like that's kind of what you're
See
saying.
you
Yeah,
like
interesting.
shooters.
Yeah, instead of charging
Try
money
this one
for it.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like have a survey here. You like these games. You can test out this game for like a week, and then report your findings and stuff. And then, I mean, if you're just in it just to be, oh, I get to try this game out before it comes out, then I don't know. But there's always people like that in
Yeah.
any beta
Sure.
alpha.
Yeah.
so.
Escape it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going to put it on Greenlight and it's in development process, don't charge people for it. Let anybody download it and let them play it. And then when it gets to a point where they can charge for it, maybe those people can pay a reduced price or something like that because they've helped you, develop it. So
And they could easily do that too, because I mean they'd be
Yeah.
on record with it. So because
Exactly.
I mean your Steam accounts, it'd be on your Steam account, which
Exactly.
with like betas through a lot of MMOs, it's obviously not through your account that you're buying. But I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you.
So wrapping this up, kind of, Nameless in chat is saying you need a $100 deposit to get in Greenlight. By the way, that should probably be
That's
a
difficult
higher
to come
dollar
across.
amount.
yeah, I was going to say that's
yeah.
not going to put people off. It's like 4 people can
Yeah.
whip around for $25 each.
Yeah, that should probably go higher. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
$1,000.
I'm thinking at least 500.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
1,000 could be good too. Because $100 is like pretty easy to come across. I mean, you can go, you sell like some shit on Craigslist, get $100 pretty
Yeah,
quick.
exactly.
I mean, I traded in games at GameStop and stuff, and they give you shit for value, and I got over $300 from shit that way. I was just too lazy to put it on Craigslist. So, I mean, $100 is not hard to come across.
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
No.
So maybe the answer is they have to up that. But we're gonna move along to the next topic. Will, why don't you go ahead and grab this one?
All right. So DC's coming up, and guess who? We've already been talking about them, but Valve will be unveiling glNext, which is a new version of OpenGL. So it is the kind of the non-DirectX, non-Windows API for graphics. So I should say non-Windows specific
Right.
API for graphics. And it is, let's see, they say, join us for the unveiling of Kronos, spelled wrong, not like the Smite god, but with a K, with the glNext initiative, the upcoming cross-platform graphics API designed for modern programming techniques and processors. glNext will be the singular choice for developers who demand peak performance in their applications, reads the descriptor. Basically what this translates to is, it is the graphics engine for open or cross-platform games. So things that will run on SteamOS, things that will run on Macs, things that will run on your standard Linux boxes, and then also running within a Windows environment. So we will present a technical breakdown of the API, advanced techniques and live demos of real-world applications running on glNext drivers and hardware. Pretty cool. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yep. So GDC,
now it's delayed for another 2 months.
GDC takes place March 2nd through the 6th in San Francisco, and it is being created, or glNext is being created by many partners, not just Valve. Valve is just the one doing the presentation. Like I said, Half-Life 3 confirmed. Sony is also involved, or maybe the
6th.
former Sony. Not too sure which Sony that is, whether it's the
It is.
Daybreak
or
I
not.
imagine it's just the actual company.
Right, it is
Yeah.
It's
Sony,
not SOE.
hardware manufacturer
Okay.
Sony.
Not the SOE.
Okay,
Or,
not SOE. Yeah, not the no longer Sony.
Right.
Electronics and many others. So
Yeah, so
Ex-
Sony's on this. EA, Samsung, Nvidia is helping with this. There's a lot of development partners going into OpenGL. So exciting stuff.
yeah, exciting, and also something that they really needed to launch SteamOS as well. So
Right.
I think that's why Valve's so heavily involved. So exciting time.
I would definitely agree, and they're probably making this announcement because already we're hearing news about DirectX 12
Windows
coming
10.
with Windows 10. So this will be the competitor to that, and who knows? Maybe it will run better, maybe worse.
You never know. Sometimes
We'll find out.
Do Mac
OpenGL
books
has
use
run better at
OpenGL then?
times.
Yes, Mac would run on OpenGL, not DirectX.
Okay.
Correct.
So I want to ask people about Macs. Does anyone know anything?
I don't own a Mac.
My
I have an
brother's
iPhone.
Wait.
My little brother owns a Mac
This is
laptop.
gonna be crazy, but yeah, I may know about one.
okay.
nice.
My brother's
Nice.
thinking about buying a MacBook for himself.
No.
Does he have $3,000?
Yeah, it won like £7,000. I mean, it won like £4,000 on the football betting this month. Last
What the
month.
fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Awesome. Congrats to your bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, he puts like £50 on and then wins like 2.5. So
nice.
yeah.
Shit.
So
Cool.
so he's going to buy a MacBook, and
No.
he's wondering, should he buy like a 13-inch one, a 15-inch one? Should he buy a 13-inch one and upgrade the CPU to like an i7, or is an i5 good enough? Like, and it's something called Iris, Intel Iris is the graphics, or should he get like one with like a NVIDIA?
Well, what
What's he using it for?
Is he gonna
Yeah.
try and play games on it?
Not anything great because he's just bought a PlayStation 4, so like
But
that's going to be his main gaming platform.
The thing is,
Main squeeze?
only so
It's-
many games run on
Macs,
Mac.
yeah.
On Macs. And Macs are not gaming machines.
Right.
No.
I mean,
You can put
period.
Windows on them, but you have to like boot camp it.
Right.
Yeah, it's got a way of figuring that out. But I'm just wondering.
I mean,
Like-
he could use your PC to stream if he ties his Steam account to it to stream other games from that to his
Or
MacBook.
he's like, no.
My PC doesn't even work for me. So
yeah, true.
yeah,
I would recommend he go with a different laptop, like Razer or something. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's
I can't
because
show you my Razer because it's the one I'm.
but not
currently talking to
Alienware.
you on.
yeah.
No, I like Razer. I guess I could. Here.
If you're like,
Take a tour with me. I gotta.
but your brother plays guitar and stuff, right? To
Yeah,
control-
so it's probably going to use it for a lot of like
A lot of music stuff?
and storing like iTunes and
yeah.
that
Then
kind of shit. And
Mac
watching
might
tablet
be
stuff.
it might be the thing for him because I think you get GarageBand free,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a pretty
Yeah,
strong
GarageBand.
program.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Like Macs are really good if you want to do like just like audio and like video editing and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
yeah. I keep trying to convince him to do a wrestling podcast that we can produce for him, but He's a bit shy, apparently.
Aw.
You should do it.
I know he should.
I see him on
You should
Twitter
make him
talking
walk
about
in
it
on
all
one
the
of your
time.
podcasts one of these days.
No, he's in bed
Right.
because he works. I don't work.
Oh,
I'm a filthy
fucking noob.
I'm a filthy casual when it comes to working.
All right, so
That
there's
works
our
hard.
recommendations, I guess.
So,
Yeah, well-
13 or 15 inch do we think? And should he go with the NVIDIA driver or should he just go with the Intel Retina display or whatever it's called?
NVIDIA.
It's back to what he wants to do. I
Yeah.
mean, for doing music, I do like the slightly larger screen, just for editing, so you can, see everything, get more on screen. But the smaller one does fine. It's not very graphics intensive unless you're trying to actually play some games. So
Right.
the Iris
Yeah.
will work just fine. It's if he wants to be a gamer. I honestly, I'm with John. I would not recommend a Mac.
Well, if it was going to be a gamer, then I would have told him to just buy a PC.
Right.
Honestly, but
Yeah.
he's got it's just bought the PlayStation 4, and that's where he wants to game. And the only game he really wants to play on is fucking Gotham City next year or this year. So
this year.
yeah.
deal.
So I'll
Still
just
adjusting to the
I'll tell him.
2015 changeover, Maury?
Shut up, Mike.
Yeah.
You
All right.
fucking
No, trust me. Like at my work, like I have to type in the dates all the time, and it wasn't only until like a few weeks ago that I stopped typing 2014 and put 2015.
Yeah, no, I'm like that when I do writing. I'm like, what year is it? I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't even
Insert
know.
Jumanji meme.
But anyway, EA's chief executive officer Richard Hillerman thinks that their games are too hard to learn. He made this statement during an interview at the DICE Summit in Las Vegas. Are their games too hard? How disconnected from their consumers are the executive officers at EA?
What do they mean? Like they're like too hard to learn how to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It is so hard to play Battlefield.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
point, click.
Yeah, dude. I was
shoot.
playing that
Oh
beta
my
this
God.
weekend.
You know-
Oh, fuck, man. I was
it's
like,
hard.
wait, the trigger shoot? I'm used to pressing X to shoot.
Matt,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, I can't play this.
FIFA's not changed in 20 years.
He said there was another quote where he says it takes people 2 hours to learn their games.
Really? 2 hours?
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, that's not long at all, is it?
No.
Like, really? Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah.
He's the guy that creates this shit. Like,
Wow.
Where
So
the
his
fuck
name's
do they
Richard
get their
Hillman. Can we
numbers
call him
from?
Dick Hill? Can
yeah.
we call him Dick Hill?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah. Heilman.
All right.
What do you got? I mean, do you guys are all on the same page as me. This is ludicrousy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it's
that is
stupid.
my thought is that Dawngate was just so
So
difficult
damn
to
hard to
learn to
learn.
play that
It wasn't difficult to play. It
just
was
needs
just
to be
it was
canceled.
just hard. It was just hard to sit there and play it because it was boring as fuck.
Yeah. You didn't put the 2 hours in to learn how to actually
No,
control it.
we played 20. We played 20 minutes, which was one match. Did we play 2 matches?
We played a few. We
think I
tried
only
a
played
few of the
one.
heroes, and we were like, "This
Yeah,
is boring."
I was really hyped. I was like, John. you
Yeah, I
know,
remember you guys being
we were
like,
looking into doing MOBAs and stuff, and we were like, this one's brand new. We'll get on the bandwagon straight away, which is kind of the same thing I said with Strife. So I think what this actually points to is the fact that I should fucking stop.
yeah.
yeah.
I should stop looking for games to play and just
Yeah.
let's just go to ones that are already out there and do it
Already
well.
popular. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But also, some news from EA. Do you guys remember getting all those emails from Electronic Arts stating, or from BioWare,
Yes.
actually,
I've been
you've been chosen? And then they show you some live action bullshit that you had no idea what was going on in the clip. Well, guess what? You're not chosen anymore. According to an article
one
from
ever
Game
chooses
Informer, sources have stated that EA BioWare's Shadow Realms, which was their attempt to jump on the 4v1 bandwagon, has been cancelled. This is similar to the decision they made to stop development on their MOBA Dawngate that Mori was so excited about. But at least this wasn't already in players' hands and players weren't already spending money on it.
But I was really
no one
excited.
knew what it was.
I was really excited because I was chosen. It's not very often I get chosen for anything.
I know.
True.
I thought they were going to be
what-
like, you guys have beta access and yada yada, and it's like, nope, just some stupid gimmick.
No, I was thought we've got alpha access and it's going to take me 2 hours to learn it. and
2 hours to learn it.
you know, maybe we get to stream it and just, you know, I get to become popular like Trump or Carnage or something like that, where I'm like, I can make the zillions. And I can get sponsored by Intel, and I can get rid of this piece of shit computer that doesn't work and I can't even plug a HDMI cable into. You know, I thought my dreams were coming. I thought they were coming true, and those shadow.
Let down yet again. Again. It's a sad day.
Sad day.
Rip Mori.
Rip Mori. All right.
Rip Shadow Realms.
Oh well. Rip Shadow
We never
Realms.
knew you.
Rip Dawn Guard.
Gate.
Or date.
What's Dawn Guard?
DLC
Dawn
for
Guard.
Skyrim.
Yeah,
DLC for Skyrim.
Fucking hell, I always get confused. Some people get confused with Hearthstone and Hearthfire, and then I get confused with Dawn Gate and Dawn Guard.
Maury, can you kick that gentleman from the chat putting in grey face?
Who's Capperin?
Don't fucking do that.
All right. So that does it for news, guys.
No,
Someone's
Anyone
already
has
not
anything?
here because Maury banned her.
Yeah.
No, Mara's able to talk again.
Oh,
Yeah.
is she?
Don't ban her. Don't ban her.
She's
Maury,
watching
whatever you do.
from the mobile app, which he says has improved, and I agree, it has. McCarty has been typed out. The sad part is I don't know how to reverse that. Neither does Maury, so you're kind of timed out for a bit, Mac.
589 more seconds. Was it like 10 minutes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I need to.
It's
You're such a dick. All right, so that does it for the news, guys. Now it's time for What Are You Playing? And why don't you go ahead and start us off, Mac?
I don't know. I can't. Apparently, I can't talk. All right.
Oh, you're not muted. We can.
You're
hear
not
you.
muted. You just can't chat because Maury hates you.
Can't talk with the people. All right. Well, fuck.
Come on, you did something.
I was okay. So I did EA access. I got, as you guys know, I have EA access. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw Plants vs Zombies on there.
Oh yeah.
Garden
Yeah?
Warfare. Yeah.
How'd you like it? How'd you like it?
It definitely. It's it's just over the shoulder kind of third person shooter game with some objectives and stuff, and it definitely does have that sort of MMO Trinity with support kind of spec to it. I mean, you got your pea shooters, which are your DPS. You got your sunflowers, which are your healers. You got your chompers, which will be his flytrap thing. I don't know. Those are your tanks, and you got your cactus, which is just your support unit. I'm more of a. I actually like playing a healer in that game because you pretty much have the equivalent of a LMG, so you can kind of lay down suppressive fire while healing.
So, do you play Destiny anymore?
I played Destiny because I was helping a 4-year-old play Destiny.
Okay.
And
Wow.
they get bad at it, and then so I have to take over.
So, 500 million game, and you're playing fucking...
Plants vs. Hey! Don't knock
on.
Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Oh my
No.
god.
It's actually really fun.
Is
No.
King
How
of
many
the Casualness
packs
sticking up
have you
for
got? Oh yeah, you know it.
Oh well, I just buy like the sticker packs just because I was saying I was playing it because the 4-year-old was playing it, and he's not very he's getting better, but he's not like the greatest. So like the potted plants kind of like save our life when he plays, you know.
The potted plant saves his
um,
life. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, well, because they shoot you plant like there's like supports like they'll like shoot at the enemies too and keep them away from your garden, which you have to try and keep protected from the zombies.
Yep.
Pretty detailed game, and it's in depth. It probably takes like more than 2 hours to learn how to
It
play.
probably, yeah. Isn't that an EA game? So it takes 2 hours to learn.
It is.
Takes 2 hours
Yeah.
to learn. Don't worry about it. Then you get
2
a new
hours to
sticker
learn.
pack, and you've got to figure the football guy out, or whatever.
Okay.
Football guys.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal on the
Yeah,
zombies.
right.
Yeah.
But let's see. There was also the another EA game, Battlefield Hardline. The beta was playing that, and I don't really know how to compare it as much, just because when I played the alpha, those many months ago, that was an alpha, right?
Yeah, it was a beta.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think it was technically a beta.
It was a beta because
Was
they
it a beta?
was going to release
Yeah.
it, and then they said, "Oh, it's
They went, oh, crap,
Like,
this
oh,
is-
fuck.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
working."
Yeah.
Everyone hates
They
this.
backed
Everyone
off.
hates
Okay,
it.
so when I played the PC beta, it's definitely a lot smoother. And I don't know if that has to do with it being on a different platform or what. because the original beta I did on PC and this beta I did on Xbox. So, no, stop listening. Okay, sorry. My Xbox started listening to me. So I did the. Okay, so it did feel smoother, and they actually had a conquest sort of like game type, so it wasn't necessarily like objective based like the two we had in the original beta. So
With the
kind of got
cars
more of a
and
feel
the
for it.
So by conquest, you mean 3 lanes? Were you playing a mid laner?
No,
Or-
I think
No,
he means
it's
like
a conquest. I mean, it's more
oh,
like
this point,
it's a larger
this point.
like team battle, like team v team, just kill each other as many times as you can. I mean, there were bases you could capture which help reduce their tickets,
Right.
lives faster. But yeah, so I was playing that, and it does feel a lot smoother, and I don't feel like it's that much different from Battlefield 4, except for the fact that I can't get a rocket launcher to save my life to take out flying stuff. And that's all I'd like to do is take out aircraft, and I can't fucking do it.
What I don't understand with Hardline is that every single advert I've seen for it looks like it's on the actual single-player mission.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's not why people buy these games. Why do they keep promoting... You know, Call of Duty was pushing the fact that fucking Kevin Spacey was in the game and it was in every advert. But, like, people who actually buy that shit don't buy it for the single-player. Why is that what they push? It makes no sense. Why don't they just show 3 minutes of fucking people shooting each other and just
rewind back to when Titanfall
Advanced
came out?
Warfare actually did have
a good
multiplayer trailers.
single player. And it had multiplayer trailers, right? But
Not
go
in
back
every
to
advert
when
I've seen.
go back to Titanfall, and when Titanfall came out, everyone was complaining that there wasn't a single player.
A single player. Yep.
So
Yeah, you can't
maybe
make
it's reaction
people happy.
to that. Yeah,
Well,
you
and
can't make
the
it
single
all.
player
all
helps
the
you
time.
learn the game. You know, it gets you over
Those
that
2 hours of
2-hour
single
hurdle
player. Help you
so that
learn.
you can play multiplayer.
Yeah, that's why they're pushing it. They're pushing it so you spend your 2 hours learning this EA game in the campaign and not multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yep.
Um,
There you
good on
go.
you, EA.
is that all you did? Was the conquest game mode though?
Yeah, because I already did the other 2 game modes in the original beta.
So it was the same game modes that we played on PC.
Yeah,
when
like
they did
where
that
like
one.
you're the robbers and you have to go like rob one of the 2 banks and get that money back. You know.
Well, there weren't
They
banks;
just
there
do,
were
like,
armored trucks.
Oh, shit, I think
trucks vaults. Yeah.
Okay.
I played on the original beta.
Yeah, you might have.
Yeah, I think so. I think
I
we all
don't.
jumped
I
in
just
for a
thought
little bit.
I just thought it was like Call of Duty because I had to shoot other people.
Wow, it's a little.
Yeah.
It's not as Twitch based. Sort of. But
Yeah. It's
No,
definitely not.
yeah, I've definitely not watched it on Twitch. So
But
Okay.
yeah, so I did that and it was all right. But like I said, I'm not really impressed with how much different it is, and
you'll buy
I don't
it.
know. Like I might just wait like a
You'll
year
buy
or
it.
something like that, and wait for it to go into the vault in EA
No.
Access and just download it for free.
You'll buy it.
No, I think
Well, no. Here's the thing: is
You'll buy it.
I'm more of a Call of Duty guy, anyways. Like I
Right.
don't own Battlefield 4.
okay.
You don't?
I'm more of a Battlefield guy.
It's in EA Access, so I got it for free.
Yeah.
So I guess I own it that way, but I didn't pay for it.
Right.
Yeah, I played Battlefield a long time before I played Call of Duty.
I just want to
All
see
the way
if
back
they.
in
Call of Duty first.
1942, so...
I just
Oh,
want to
wait,
see if
no,
they
you're
make.
right. Battlefield 1942 was the first like big shooter I ever played.
And good.
Yeah, and
Coral
then
Sea Man, my
Battlefield
favorite
2
level.
and 2042 and all those.
As I've said before, the best one I played was Battlefield 2142, and that was amazing.
I heard
That's-
2142
Yeah,
is
it
actually
was.
really good.
That was a
and
good
That
game.
was a lot of fun.
I actually really
Back in
loved
the day.
the game modes on that, and that was the first real shooter that I actually.
So what was
spent
that
time-
about? Was that like, hey, it's been 100 years since World War II, let's celebrate with another war?
It was like the one like the main map
It does,
that I
that's how it works.
see was like you had like 5 control points on a map, which were missile launchers, and you had to control them. And those missiles would fire up into the air onto these things called Titans, which was ships that you could defend and land on and attack. And the objective of the game was to destroy the control center.
I think Battlefield 4 has a game mode that's like that.
We need another Battlefield 2140 something then, because that sounds fucking awesome.
no, I fucking loved
that was-
it.
I'm telling you,
was
Battlefield
fun.
4 has that game mode.
I'll
Where
have
you
to-
control
Flying
points
spaceships
and you
that you can
attack.
land on?
No. I think
have
it's
to
2
load back up.
carriers.
Yeah,
There's 2 carriers in
Yeah.
the harbor. You control the points, and then you're trying to destroy the enemy carrier.
Well, that sounds all like Coral
Kind of get
Sea in
launched up
1942.
there.
Right. It's
Is, like,
not
there
an
was the
uncommon
Japanese
game
versus
mode.
the U.S. Yeah, but like I don't know, something about like flying up in the air, like hover hair.
Yeah,
hover
there was
air.
like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you kind of got shot up there.
Yeah, there was like APCs that had like ejector seats that fired you in the air in pods, and then you'd parachute down to land on the spaceships, and then if if they'd been attacked so many times, the shields would fail, and you could like enter from the hangar. But if not, you had to land on the top, and you could go through like air
Vent shaft or
vents.
something?
Yeah, and people would like get in the air vents and like just wait there to snipe. So as you drop down, or you'd land on
that dude. That's fucking awesome. Why they need that again? That's awesome.
And like
It was fun.
That's what I said. Like whenever I hear people talk about Battlefield, no one ever mentions Battlefield 2142.
No, I had my most epic moment there.
I fucking loved
awesome.
it. It was I actually
PA,
that was a shooter I really enjoyed. Like I hate shooters, but that was like loads of fun.
That one was fun.
You'd like
It was a lot of fun.
You'd jump down in this like air vent, and then you'd land on someone's claymore, and you're like, "Well, fuck!" And now I've got to respawn. I've got to find another fucking pod and get there. It was so frustrating. Or because you could have like commander mode, so they'd command the ships and could fly them next to each other. Then you just end up see each other shooting pods from the Titans over to the other one. It was
So like ship-to-ship
awesome.
combat.
Yep,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
We
It's
need
cool.
that. We need more of that.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's on
agree.
Origin, dirt cheap.
yeah,
Yeah,
it will
maybe.
be because nobody plays it.
But
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a new one.
Multiplayer
2143
probably
or
isn't.
44 or whatever is
22
next in line, but 22,
that's kind
43,
of
yeah. With
that's kind of what I'm waiting for from Hardline, is to see what game modes make the cop versus robber thing cool. And so far, I haven't heard anything.
There was
Yeah.
Sith Lord Corb was telling me about a game that he plays, and that sounds like a cops and robbers type game. Like,
APD.
yeah,
Reloaded or whatever?
APD Reloaded. Yeah,
Mm,
he said I should mention it because it's a game, and
Pretty
apparently
nice.
they're remaking the entire engine or something. So
Well-
he thought it was newsworthy, and I was like, it's a shooter. I don't really care.
there you go, Corv. You got your shout out.
I'll
Dick.
give you a shout
Yeah.
out.
Corv getting
Shout out to
shout
Corv's
Shout out,
game.
shout out.
But yeah, so other than that, like I did play a $7 alpha game on Steam. I
Fucking
know.
hell.
Like I
Jesus
said,
Christ.
I do it.
This is casual.
Okay, so
Tell-
I don't know
talk
if any
about
of
it.
you have ever used the image hosting site Imager.
Well,
Well, anyways, there's like a community there, and they like make
Nah.
funny comments and stuff. But I saw a whole bunch of like GIFs. I don't care which one you use.
GIF.
GIF.
Of this
GIF.
game, and like you could just make these siege engines and like go through all these levels, and you can like make them as crazy as you want, and like they have all these controls like levers and pistons and like flamethrowers. Like some guys have just made some crazy shit out of it, and it's really cool. And so I'm like, oh, that sounds fun, because I like those creative games where you can just build stuff and then like see how it would work in real life. And everything that I thought it was is everything it is. So I'm not too flustered about spending the $7 I spent on it.
So it's like Minecraft siege engines.
For siege engines, yeah.
Mari,
Minecraft
thoughts?
meets Terraria meets
What?
Just wondering
Terraria.
what he thinks of
Starbound meets fucking.
It's
Tribal.
like Minecraft meets Crush the Castle. If you ever played that game on like
wow.
it's like an in-browser game.
That was like not very difficult.
Yeah, well, it's not really difficult. It's just it's
You
more
build a
finding
contraption
creative.
and click.
It's not an EA game then, because
Well, I guess not that, but you can like drive it around. You can make it like hover over the air. But you got to put your like your cannons on there, but you can only fire your cannons once. And you got flamethrowers, or also blades, and then it's more just making like creative stuff. Like there's this one. It's like a giraffe like walking around, and then it just like falls over and crushes a building. It's just weird shit like that. I know, it's just weird shit. I like weird shit
So
sometimes.
this
Nah.
is Besiege, right?
things like
Siege,
this
yep.
really point out the differences of all four of us.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to point out that Mara says worth the $7 in chat, and like 10 minutes ago I saw Nameless New boot up this game in Steam, so... Maury,
yep.
thoughts?
I need to go and ban some people.
All right, guys, wait another 10 minutes to make more comments. Okay, well, other than Besiege, I played that same 4-year-old I was helping in Destiny. He wanted me to play multiplayer against him in Halo Master Chief Collection, and I fucking wrecked his face. It was awesome.
You wrecked a 4-year-old.
Yeah, dude, destroyed him. You can't go
And it was
easy on
awesome?
them, otherwise they're not
Yeah.
gonna learn.
Or they'll destroy you.
Exactly.
And
So
he
he
got
never wants to
really
play with
mad
you
and he threw
again.
my controller on the ground and
it
yeah,
broke?
so no, the batteries popped out. But
Why
kids
did
rage quit. That's what I learned is like, okay, I guess I don't know, maybe maybe I shouldn't play against them.
You beat the crap out of a 4-year-old. What do you expect?
Of course he's gonna rage quit.
I expected him to learn.
It was
what I
tough
thought would
love.
happen.
4.
It was tough love, Will.
I know,
tough
but he's
love.
always like, he was
Dude,
saying, he's like,
dude,
I want to
Did
play
you take it
you.
easy for the first 2 hours?
This is an important question, Mac. It takes 2 hours to learn these games.
This isn't EA. this is 343.
Now,
Okay.
honestly, I play. I used to play checkers, not checkers, good drafts. I used to play drafts against my 8-year-old sister, and I'd destroy her, and she wouldn't play it ever again. And none of my siblings will play Monopoly with me because I destroy them and I cheat. No,
You
don't
cheat?
No. Well, I just,
Wait, no. You said you
I-
cheat. Explain how, because we know your brother listens to the show.
I'm the banker, and I take a wage. It's not cheating.
That
bullshit.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Guess what? You take $100 bill every time you pass go, so you get 300 because it's your wage for being the banker. It's a lot of responsibility having to deal out houses and shit like that.
That's bullshit.
Well, I
That's
have a
bullshit.
modern version of it that you just have a credit card and you stick it in the machine so you don't have to hold any money.
That would be cool.
I've got 12 versions of boxed Monopolies.
Jesus.
I collect
And no one
Monopoly.
will play any of them with
Yes,
you
no one
you
will.
cheat.
No one will play with me now.
Why don't you just get like an online version of it that we can play against
Well,
people
all
online?
right, hold on,
Oh,
stop.
you won't be able to get your wage that way.
There isn't. No, you can. There is an online version of Monopoly if you use
That allows you to
Tabletop
cheat?
Simulator. Yes,
Not
because
cheating.
the bills someone has to Nameless was hosting the server and he was being the banker and he would have to actually pick up a $100 bill and pass it to me. So you could still take your wage and cheat and shit, but Monopoly Monopoly takes for fucking ever.
Ever.
No
It
one
is
can
the
play me,
longest
because
board game in the world.
because I'm really destructive and I know which ones you buy. People always rush for the purple shit, and that's really inefficient. You want to buy the blues and the pinks and browns. They make you more money.
Pro Monopoly insight right here. No shit
Yep.
gaming.
Yeah.
No, I love Monopoly. I've even
fucking hate
all right.
Monopoly.
Was that would that be a B sport, like a board game sport, like?
P Sports. Professional Monopoly.
No, it's just people play.
There is like a
Or
Monopoly
it's a
tournament though.
slumlord.
There are
I don't doubt
professional
that.
game. There are professional board game players.
Oh yeah, definitely. Risk. I can
crazy.
I can imagine that.
Sure.
But yeah, so I don't know. Get away from Monopoly because I feel like this is every time I talk
Fuck
about
you,
Monopoly,
Grandma!
it always leads to a fight. So I kind of it's like a trigger. Like you gotta get
Well,
away.
yeah,
from
but
this,
it's going to be
this
less
is
of a
bad.
fight than beating on little 3-year-old kids while Will's
Four.
He's 4. I'm trying
He's a whole
to
year
teach
older,
him
Maury.
Humility. Okay.
You taught him
If you just
never to
stand
play a game
there-
again.
Humility.
Because he still wants me to play, and then every time he's playing, he's always like, okay.
God, I hate
He's
you.
like, I want you to do this. I want you to do this. Hey, the kid thinks I'm awesome. So,
Hey.
anyways, I just
You are.
learned
That's right.
that
I know
I
that's right.
I can't play until he's maybe 5, and then maybe he'll be better.
Or give him the
So-
2-hour learning period and say, all right, gloves are off, kid. You've had your 2 hours.
But, yeah,
Richard Hillman says you needed 2 hours. That's all you get.
I agree with Matt though that I don't think you should let children win because they're not going to. Because what happens is if you let children win, they get really big headed and act like they're the shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. So
Raise your hand
That's really bad. for
if you have a
children.
kid.
It's for them to act like that.
Okay, Will's the only fucking person on this show that can give parenting advice. The end.
Yeah. No.
Yes. You don't have a
Have
kid.
fun.
Me and Mac don't have kids because we chose to be, which makes us more intelligent than Will.
Whoa.
Whoa.
No way. Not a chance. No.
Ike.
No. Sorry. No.
Well, I mean, he probably planned it out, so I don't know. Were they mistakes?
Max,
Can you-
put
I
me
was
in a
a
weird
mistake.
spot
Can
here,
you,
man.
can you I can't imagine Will having a plan. For children.
No. 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 They were both planned.
Oh.
Trust me.
Host. Yeah, he's in a good spot in his
He
life.
does have a
Lives on a
luchador
pond.
mask, so he has that
Yeah.
up on us.
Yeah.
You got a
luchador mask.
plan.
God.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway,
So-
no, I don't think you should take it easy on children. You
Fair
should
enough.
destroy them But you shouldn't destroy them. You shouldn't destroy them to a point where they don't want to play it.
Okay.
No, you need to give them a slight inkling that they might win, so you can keep them
I
coming
beat
back.
him 9-2. I gave him 2 kills.
Oh, well, that's okay then. That's fine. I'm cool with that.
All right, so if me and you played a first-person shooter and I demolished you like 10-2, you'd be cool and you'd keep playing.
Me?
Yeah, as long as
That's
it got
not going to
one kill.
happen.
No, because I'm not two.
So,
All right,
I
exactly.
mean, I'm not 4.
So
Right.
he'd
I'm
rage
like the
quit
best
earlier.
FPS player that ever lived
No,
in
because
denial.
well, I would just say, come and play me at Hearthstone then, John, or come and play me at Smite,
No.
and then I'll play
No.
Hercules and shit
No.
on your day, and then
Yes.
and then you'll rage quit.
Yes.
So
And this has happened.
whereas I know
think
if I play you to shoot and you beat me, I won't rage quit.
Bullshit.
Well,
You've
here's
done
the thing:
it
is
before.
I beat Mori one time, long time ago in Smite, and he didn't quit.
No, I don't quit when I lose, but I know other people do.
So yeah. Anyway,
You shouldn't
that's
be allowed
kind
to
of
play
been that was
Hercules. That's fine.
my week. So
Hercules.
if anyone has comments on how you should treat kids with video games, whether you let them win or show them the real world, otherwise known
Send
as
us
the right way,
feedback.
just send the feedback.
And I'll
just-
tell you
that's
how
just
later.
it. It's what really annoys me. It's like
Don't
people
destroy him.
who take part in sports day and everybody gets a fucking
Okay, I don't agree with that shit. but-
bullshit.
Yeah, that's
Like,
bullshit.
I'm sorry. Just because you take
Don't
part
demolish
doesn't
them in
mean
Call of Duty.
you should have the chance of. You do have a chance of winning, but you have to be good. You don't just get a prize. For that.
Look, it's not like I didn't give him a chance. He had a rocket launcher, and I had like a battle rifle. Okay, and I went up close to him too. I just know when to jump. That's the only thing that made a difference.
Whatever.
I even let him screen look. I'm sure. So
I'm gonna go. I let him screen look. All right. I'm gonna go next. So
All right.
I have only played Dota 2,
What?
but more so I've been watching Dota 2. I've been
yeah?
staying up till ungodly hours of the night to watch the Dota 2 Asia Championships, or I would put the Twitch mobile app to audio only, and I'd go lay down and like fall asleep to the coverage.
Now,
Dude,
is it dubbed or
There,
straight up?
no, there's an English casting studio beyond the summit. They're doing the English casting for it, but they're doing it from LA, LA, not from China. But that's not their fault. That's the tournament organizers' fault for not getting them visas and whatnot. But that's neither here nor there, because I have played a little Dota 2. So there's this thing in Dota 2 called the All Hero Challenge. I'm assuming you get some kind of trophy at the end that you can put in your little display case after you complete it. And there's a podcast for Dota that I listen to, and I've shouted out before, Defense of the Patience. And Roland on that show is really, he's going after his All Hero Challenge, and he's pretty deep. And I've attempted it once before, but the first hero I have is Earth Spirit, and the guy's a fucking impossible hero to play. He is pretty much nothing but skill shots. He is the most frustrating fucking hero I've ever seen in my life. He's broken as fuck. Like, he's not allowed in tournament play. He's not in captain's mode, because what he can do with someone that can actually use him is amazing. But I suck real hard at him. So
he's like a Smite god?
No. Smite skill shots are easier than this, because you get, like, it's skill shots with fucking RTS controls.
Yeah, I know. I hate
That's-
RTS controls.
Right. And then having to do all skill shots with them. That's annoying. One skill shot on a hero, that's cool. But fucking 4, that's ridiculous. So there was like a while ago where I attempted it. I did like 3 games and I was like, fuck this. I'm never doing this again. And then the other night I was like, I really want to start my all hero challenge. So I was able to talk Barfing Mara and Nameless into attempting this with me. Even
Carry it,
though
yeah.
normally Earth Spirit would
Sounds
be...
like a carry.
Yeah, definitely. They had to carry my ass. I was like, listen, I'm going to play him as a support, even though he's supposed to be a carry. And I'm going to buy support shit, and you guys just got to carry me through this game.
I am heel carry.
Yeah. So I think we had a random, and the random went support too. So Mara had to play a carry. Me and Mara actually did pretty well in lane, to the point where everyone just rage quit on the other team. They all abandoned the game. But it was after the first blood, so it counted. And I passed my all-hero challenge on Earth Spirit. Fuck yeah, I'll take it. I don't even care that it was a bitch way to do it. I will still take it.
Congrats, I guess.
Yes, congratulate me. I am amazing. Best Earth Spirit 2015 right here.
I've heard from a lot of sources that you just take it.
Yeah.
Should I be
Sounds like a
offended?
bottom.
I think I read it on the NSG toilet wall.
We have a toilet?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well,
We have an
more of a
office?
hole.
Where are these things? Why am I not invited?
It's at NSG apartment.
Toilet.wall.
NSG apartment.
The, the shitty apartment
can't
in
get
the
there.
slums off that
Yes.
seedy dark alley in Second Life. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to be there anyway.
Yeah. On one of the brown streets.
Yeah. So I got through Earth Spirit, and then I was doing a ton of bot matches while I was watching DAC, because I don't know if it's just because it's in China and the Great Firewall of China, like, is sucking up the bandwidth or something, but it was almost impossible to watch the DAC in the Dota 2 client, so I'd actually have to watch the Twitch stream because they're getting a feed from Perfect World. But I was basically watching it in that, and I was playing some bot matches, and I was working on my second all-hero challenge, which was Doom. Doom's a pretty cool character, because even if you suck in lane and you get beat, you still have a chance of coming back, because his first skill, Devour, as you skill it up, basically you eat a neutral creep or an enemy creep, and if it's a neutral creep, there's certain buffs or skills that you get from them. If it's a neutral creep, you get the last hit gold, and after he digests them or something, you get bonus gold after. So you can suck in lane, and you can still kind of come back if you get Devour, or if you buy a Hand of Midas plus Devour. Like, Hand of Midas is a item that basically you walk up to a creep, and it gives you 2 times the gold and experience, and it just kills it instantly. So yeah.
Trust the Midas touch?
Yes, trust the Midas touch. It gets you through the game. But
And
I was
play
able.
Doom if you suck.
No. No. Doom.
Okay.
Because he can, if you know what you're doing, even if you get beat in lane, you can still get back into the game. Like, they can't shut you out, but
Okay.
he has very slow move speed. He doesn't do a ton of damage. He's basically just used for his ultimate, which is Doom. It basically removes passes from a hero and does damage over time as long as you're in the vicinity of Doom. So you have to be near the hero to get the dot. So where he moves slow, it's easy to get away from and shit. So he is kind of hard to play. But he is very hard to keep out of the game. So he was fun. I had a lot of fun learning him. It was pretty cool. I had to go watch YouTube videos and shit to find out like what aura or what skills I get from what creeps and what people think would be effective and when it's effective to have such and such an aura. So he's a pretty cool character. Does a lot of different things. He can lane in the safe lane or the off lane pretty well. Safe lane is better because he's near the jungle, easier access to creeps. But if you think that you can zone out the enemies well enough in the off lane and you can get into their jungle, you'll do fine. But really, it's been all Dota 2 for me, guys.
Cool. That's always fun. Good to see that you're back at Dota 2. I know you kind of had a lull there for a while a couple of months ago. Maybe a month ago or so.
Little lull, but getting back into it. Playing new heroes, basically. Like, I'm playing heroes that are kind of outside of my comfort zone.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how many more matches do you have in this hero quest?
Oh, dude.
Or
I've done
is it
2 heroes
you
out of
literally
the
have to do
109.
all of them, so
Yeah.
you have like
All
100
of them.
left.
But there's a website called Dota Buff that can like track your in-game stats and shit. So I looked at it, and at first I was just going to do my own version of the hero challenge because I wasn't going to fucking play Earth Spirit, and it was to go through the Dota Buff site and play every hero that it says I haven't played in a matchmaking game. So I started with that, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll just do my all hero. But according to that, I've only not played 42 heroes or 52 heroes out of the 109 in Dota 2. And it's about to be 110. I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Sweet.
Well, I should probably jump in next because, well, rip my week.
Yeah.
Oh, that porn really
What I'll
hurt
do
me.
is, yeah, like I think the porn is really affecting my gains. So I'll get into that. But I have played some games this week. As Mac was talking about last week, said he was going to stream Tales from the Borderlands. I said I would do Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And
Oh, by the way, I did play that episode 2. Amazing.
I still haven't because
You haven't done it yet?
Just
No.
wait. Dirty
yeah.
porn.
So I did stream the first episode of Game of Thrones. Sadly, no one turned up, so I was just talking to myself.
When did you do it? What time?
It was like 10 p.m. for me, I think.
So
Maybe.
That is American time.
It was about 3 hours
5.
ago.
5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. But I have sent it over to YouTube. I just need to tag it and bag it. So I was going to do episode 2, but I haven't got around to it yet. I also played some Smite with Will and Wanderer and Sith Lord Corv.
Yeah.
We me and Fred had a long chat on Skype. He was talking about Dota and why are you wearing the onesie?
Because the chat room asked for the Star Wars onesie.
Okay, that's
They
fair enough
didn't, but I like to pretend they did.
then. Okay. Yeah, so I was having a word with Fred. We were talking for a couple of hours talking about Dota and Smite. You know, he was kind of interested because he listens to the show and he was kind of wanted to kind of understand what we were talking about. And so I gave him a rundown of Smite and I said if he's interested in Dota that he should probably hit up John. So I imagine John's got a 3-hour conversation at some point coming in the future.
Sweet.
But yeah, we played that. We played a couple of bot games. We played a couple of like real games, and yeah, it's low level, so it was fun. And I killed lots of people because
That's what you
they're
do.
low level and noobs.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Max
They
showing
need
off.
to die. Like,
Yeah.
4-year-old.
Mac looks pretty sexy in that onesie. do have to
I
say.
also played some Dota.
Wait,
I
what?
I played the tutorials in Dota.
Well done.
So I got farmed by
Did
a
you
bot.
kill Tidehunter?
Watch
Yes.
out. The sky's falling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completed
Big
them all.
Tidehunter. Flying.
Like I got farmed in a mid lane battle. I still won it, but like I think I played an Earthshaker. No, not Earthshaker. Sand King.
Okay. He's pretty
He's
cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, Sand King's fun.
But yeah, I got farmed, and like this woman just kept killing me because apparently the tower range, unlike Heroes of the Storm,
Which
shoots
is-
you from halfway across the map.
No, not halfway across the map.
It felt like halfway. I ran away for a long way, and it still killed me.
Well, yeah, if you are in range of the tower and you hit a hero and then you try and run away, the projectile is going to follow you.
Yeah, but it
in
shot me
the
like
sh-
4 times after I got away.
Your Q could have disjointed the shot.
No, there was no queue, it was just me and Botman.
No. Your Q button skill, where the burrow strike that Sand King has, it would have disjointed the tower.
Oh, you mean my 1 on my mouse?
Sure, your one skill, yeah. You
Okay.
could have done one, and he like does that thing where he goes underground and then he pops up, and the tower would have missed.
Okay, right.
Fun fact, I'm just letting you know.
I played Dota, so
Sure.
Got a question in chat saying, do you play War Thunder or World of Tanks?
I've messed around with War Thunder a little bit
Yeah.
lately. A little bit.
Yeah, I've done War Thunder a while ago, and I haven't played World of Tanks in probably about 8 months.
no. From what I've seen, like World of Tanks seems very slow.
It is
It
grindy.
is slow, but like I love like being artillery and just like mapping it out and like having my scouts find people and just like getting that great shot that you're like, oh, I hit that moving target. Fuck yeah.
World
Nice.
of Warplanes was absolutely atrocious. I hated playing that.
Oh,
Not only
That was
because
fun.
the fact that it was so ridiculous for me to make an account to play with Americans,
Yeah.
which just puts me off right
War
from the
Thunder
beginning.
probably
Why
wouldn't
was it
be as bad
ridiculous?
because it's through Steam.
Because-
Elaborate.
Especially
because-
since it's like a...
Because I live in the
Polish
UK,
thing.
I couldn't download an American client to be able
Yeah,
to play
Do
on
you have to
the
like go
service.
through like an IP or something?
Yeah.
No,
well,
I
If
think
you have Chrome, can't you use like Ola Better Internet?
well,
and
I think
then,
I gave him
switch
like an
your thing
IP
to, like-
mask program.
No, you made me an account.
Oh, right. That's what
The
I
same
did.
as you did with PlanetSide, you had to make me an account.
Yeah.
So I could sign on.
Well, that's a game we haven't played in a while, it seems like.
That's one of the
yeah.
things that pissed me off with WildStar is the fact that I had to buy an American version for an American shop to play on an American server instead of just being able to pick a server.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
So that was weird
Yeah.
because I originally bought like a UK one, and it was like, well, I can't actually do anything. So yeah, that was annoying.
Rip.
But anyway, yeah. Oh,
The onesie's coming off, guys.
Oh no!
It's so fucking hot. I can't wear it.
Get
Oh,
out
at least
your
he's
dollar
wearing
bills.
clothes under it this time.
but yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
my God.
we played a bit of Smite then, and I also played Hearthstone. I'm still having fun in Hearthstone. I actually went back to Naxxramas and played through all the hero challenges.
Oh.
Because I've started listening to a Hearthstone podcast, which
You're telling me about that.
is
Those
actually
exist?
it
Yeah,
does.
there's a
And,
bunch of them.
and funnily enough, I actually went with the most casual podcast for
that?
Hearthstone.
Yeah, he was telling me it's more casual than this one.
Yeah, it's more casual than Will and Mac.
Whoa,
It's
get
called
away.
A Worthy Opponent, and the people that are on it are just really nice, and you can tell that they're like really into the game and like they're kind of really big Blizzard heads. So they're kind of excited, and
You never
it's
want to give
kind
head
of
in the
cool.
Blizzard. Your mouth will get stuck.
Well, what we can do is, because John's got bad weather, we can try that. We can
Yeah,
test
no
that
shit.
theory. We can ask John to go and take Michelle outside, and
Oh, man.
you know, John can get some FaceTime to slow his internet.
Inside joke.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
Also
shit.
inside.
inside joke.
Well, I don't know. It was kind of on stream, maybe. A little
She
bit.
doesn't listen
Oh.
to this show anyways.
No, she doesn't.
No, thank God.
No, yeah.
But yeah,
Thank God.
so I've been playing Hearthstone. I've been listening to the podcast, and
The casual cast.
oh, I actually also uploaded a Hearthstone video. Did
Yeah,
I
that's
say
right.
that last week? I
Is
don't
that
remember.
the rattle?
Rattle Battle.
Rattle
So
Battle.
It's a stream. It's a deck I made on stream, which revolves around Death Rattle minions and Deathwing.
Yeah, I
So
shared it on the Hearthstone subreddit, and they seem to like it.
cool. That's good. Yeah, it revolves around say Death Rattle and Deathwing. So if you don't know, Deathwing has a effect Battle Cry that when he's summoned, he destroys every minion on the board.
Oh, so then it brings all their Battlecry minions out.
Yeah, so if you have Death
the Death
Rattle,
Cry,
if
whatever.
you have Death
Death
Rattle
Rattle.
minions, they activate and stay on the board. You know, so it gives me a massive advantage. So, say I've got ones that maybe draw cards or summon other minions.
Yeah.
It destroys the first copy of them, and then I get the battle cry. So there was one move where I had Stalag and Fugan in
Okay,
in
those are
one
the
match.
ones that you have to have both
Yeah.
of them to do a lot.
Yeah, they're from Naxxramas, and if they both die in one match, you get an 11/11 Thaddeus. So I got one of the new legendaries called Sneed's Old Shredder, which is a 5/7 legendary that when it dies, summon one other random legendary from the game. So on turn 10 or 12, I summoned Deathwing, and I ended up with Alex Straza from Sneed, which is an 8/8, Thaddeus, and Deathwing, and got an instant concede.
GG.
Yeah. After I destroyed their entire board. So it's a fun little deck. I think the video's about an hour and 10 minutes long. Sadly, I didn't pull off any great combos like that while I was recording the video, but on the streams the day before I had. So that was a lot of fun. I had fun with that deck, and it's definitely not a deck that you can probably play on ladder, at least not in 12 to 15, which is where I kind of gravitating at the minute, but it's definitely something you can beat. You can stomp nudes with, because it's got like 8 legendaries in, and most people are scared of 8 legendaries, and it's really hard to remove legendaries, especially ones with Death Rattle,
Yeah, no shit.
because not everybody runs 4 silencers or anything. So usually people have only got like 1 or 2 silencers, and just by having death rattle minions, you're more than likely having them stick on the board.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my gaming week, because sadly, Morikyu's had to reinstall Windows twice this week. Because
Damn porn.
my computer keeps getting stuck in a auto repair loop.
Otherwise
Where-
known as a circle jerk.
Yes, where Windows it just keeps going around in circles because it can't fix itself, and it tells me that I'm missing something, a Windows thing from D drive. Why I've got
He's
files?
missing the D.
Yeah, why I've got files in my D drive, which is obviously my disk drive. Not obviously, because some people change it. But yeah, I've got Windows problems, so I have to keep reinstalling everything.
Hey, I got a
So-
question.
Okay.
Do you have the Windows CD in the drive at like all times?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Now this happened once, and you told me about it, and then did it happen again?
Yes, it happened Saturday.
So, what do you think the problem is?
A month or so
Hardware?
ago, 2 months ago, I had a what they called
Trojan.
Trojan. I had a Trojan virus, and
Or no. You had a rootkit, right?
well, it's called an Artemis Trojan,
Okay.
which Roots said was a rootkit as well. So
Where's that skin?
I reinstalled everything. Did a format, so I figured that would fix it. But now I'm wondering
Yeah.
if a Trojan has kind of had a problem with my hardware.
Do
I
you-
don't know if it does that.
Do you have multiple hard drives in there, or
No, just
a-
one. Just
one
one
hard
terabyte.
drive, and it's got multiple partitions, one having a version of Windows?
Windows 8 makes a partition.
It makes its own partition?
Yeah. So, like, what I've been able to do to reinstall is I have to go to custom installation and delete the 2 hard drives before
Okay.
I
All right.
reinstall Windows.
So you are reformatting both partitions?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
I've done it twice now. So, my computer's pretty bare, and, like, all my games have gone, which is why I've not played Episode 2 of Game of Thrones, because when
Now
I
have to
install
play through
it,
Episode 1
I-
again.
I try and play Episode 2, it says, you have not played it, so you have to...
Go play episode 1 again.
Or, yes, either that, I have to go play Episode 1 again, or we're going to generate a thing, and I don't really want it to generate my gameplay.
Can you
Well,
turn on
let me
cloud
tell
saves?
you, episode 2 is good.
Yeah, I played about an hour of it, and I was really getting into it, and then it was like,
So you're probably close to the end of it then. Have an hour through.
I don't know, because the first episode lasted me about 2 hours.
So what has to happen is you have to install it, and you have to run through both episodes at once, so you can just be like, fuck it, I've done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm going to have to do is play episode 1, and then play episode 2, stream it and record it, and then if my computer breaks again, I have to go 1, 2, and then 3 in a month's time. And then if it breaks again, I probably just throw my computer
Can
away.
we
and
start a
just get my laptop.
Kickstarter full of false promises to get Mori some new hardware so he doesn't fucking have to do this shit?
Don't we have a donation?
Yeah, we
do
have a PayPal
donate
thing
one,
below.
but nobody will donate.
No.
Nobody will donate. And I don't want them to donate.
No.
If anyone's paying money out, it's usually me.
Yeah,
So
wait, no. Well, yeah.
Default Savior probably has it right. It's the boot sector.
I don't know what that means. Can you translate?
something
Boot
to do with
sector is the
shoes.
part that doesn't get overwritten. So the master boot, what is it, master boot sector? It doesn't necessarily get overwritten when you're reinstalling Windows. So
What does he have to do? Flashes, BIOS, or some shit?
I'd basically do a hard format. So not a quick one, do the long one. Try and see if you can get that.
Ouch.
But,
Okay.
I'm old school, so I probably would have done F-Disk and, tried to actually change the format.
I'm so new school, I probably would have just bought a new hard drive.
Yeah, me
Fuck
too.
this.
I've got an old computer with like a 500 gig hard drive. I was wondering if that hard drive's compatible, and I had two hard drives and just used the old hard drive for Windows, and just used the one that's in my computer now just for programs. Would I still have the same issue, or would all the other programs being corrupt?
I think you would end up having to reformat again, either way, to get this off. But then I would do the two hard disk method of one has the operating system, the other has everything else.
Yep.
Because then you only have to reformat the one that has the operating system.
Oh, and you keep all your saves so you don't have to fucking restart your Game of Thrones anymore.
Default saying I'd spend 37 quid on a 60 gigabyte SSD.
I've got a terabyte external hard drive somewhere. I don't know where.
I got a 2 terabyte internal, and
For
I got that like 2 years ago, and I haven't done a damn thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know if my PC is going to be RIP, but if my PC is just RIP because it's just going to piss me off eventually, it'll probably just be dig out my old laptop and just play Hearthstone.
No, come on.
Just retire because I can't play ESO very well, or fucking Skyrim, or probably
So how are you
Smite.
talking to us?
Through his computer. He
I
reformatted it.
reformatted it, but I've basically got 5 games on my computer.
So if you don't
Okay,
shut
so
your
it's working
computer
okay
off,
right now.
It's working okay right now, yeah. Like, I came to it Saturday, and I didn't necessarily do anything, because I was watching a load of telly on Saturday, but when I came to it at like 7 PM, it was like, it was stuck on this auto-repair thing. But I also turned my computer off at the plug before it's finished shutting down, so I don't know if that might be some issues.
Yeah, you should probably
that
not do
could
that.
be a big issue. Actually, turning your computer off and on is the most dangerous thing you can do to it.
Okay. Yeah,
What do you
because usually I go to shut down, and then when it goes to the red screen, the window's shutting down, I just turn it off. So maybe that doesn't help. So
Nope, not at all.
I
Doesn't
gotta
help
wait.
at all.
I
I'll have
hold
to
down
wait
the
for
power
that.
button all the time, so...
No, I'm on about actually
Also
cutting the electric to the actual system while it's doing stuff.
Yeah, don't
So
do
maybe I'm causing my own thing, and Will likes to joke that it's probably just all the porn I watch, which could be the case, but if that's the case, then I'll just watch porn on this and use my laptop for other stuff.
You got a smartphone? Because like this is like the best way to do
I
it.
have got a smartphone, but I've never actually watched porn because the thing's too small.
What do you mean?
That's what
Screen?
she said.
The screen's too small. I don't really want to zoom in at like pictures of vaginas.
Oh,
Okay.
well, who looks at pictures?
that. Will, what are you playing, man?
It's 2015.
Well, the videos of vaginas, I don't really want to zoom in.
All right.
If I want to see some big
don't know.
jugs,
I
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna
No, this is
You don't
going
really
down real
have to.
quick.
You can just look at it. I mean, like it's
well,
all good, man.
We
It's
talk
all
about
good.
we talk about boobs and sex every episode. You should get over it by
No, we should just move on. Go ahead, Will.
Nope. Some crazy YouTube link's going to go in chat. I apologize in advance.
No,
Really,
I'm
I
not
do.
going to post no porn because the ones I posted last week were maybe a little bit too extreme.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think so.
I know when I posted the Animal Farm one, Wanderer was slightly
Offended?
upset. Well,
He's like,
slightly-
I don't
As he
think I'm
should
gonna
be.
play Smite with you anymore, Maury.
slightly embarrassed because animal sex. Apparently,
Yeah.
people aren't overly great with.
Yeah, so let's
animal
move
sex.
on to what Will's playing. God
All right.
damn.
Although
So
it was talking about
Shut the fuck up, Maury. No one cares.
two women, one cup. But I assured him that that's not fake and it's actually chocolate. They're not
So
actually
fucking
eating
lucky
food.
he hosts the call.
But you can actually find proper.
So anyways, I was playing some more Smite.
Shocking.
So I talked about it earlier. There's a new Conquest map coming out, and oh my god, does it look sweet. So graphically, I like the new map a lot better. It's also, I don't want to say symmetrical, but the same buffs are on the same side. So as you know, before you used to always have the speed buff on the left, and you'd have the damage buff on the right. But basically they weren't the same buffs that were across from each other. So you'd be going up against, if you were to grab speed the person that would be on the other side would only have the damage buff. So it was kind of asymmetrical. And now both of you have the mana buff, both of you have the speed buff, or both of you have the damage buff, and the other side is the I don't remember what they're calling it, the attack speed buff, but it's not attack speed. I can't remember what it's actually called. Do you remember battle buff? I don't remember, Maury.
Oh, I don't
know
remember,
if you do.
honestly.
So anyway, so there's now 4 buffs instead of the 3 buffs that we've had. So there's a new one that's they basically split apart the speed buff, made one movement speed, and the other one is attack speed. So in the long lane, you now get attack speed instead of getting your mana buff. But to make it better, kind of, now there's a new starter item that you can get as your hunter. And instead of getting the mana buff, you can just get Bluestone Pendant, I think it is. And that allows you to get back, I think it's 4% or 5% of your mana when you hit somebody, I think. I'm trying to remember. I didn't play much on the PTS. But it allows you to recoup it.
So if you use that in combination with like attack speed, you could pretty much you wouldn't worry about mana.
Correct. So you basically have the mana that you would need, but you're losing death toll. So, but then, since most people are grabbing the lifesteal early on as a hunter, I think it nets out pretty even. So
yeah,
I think it's a good starter item.
That seems pretty good because that's what I've noticed is early on as like a hunter, like, I mean, sometimes you just run out of your mana and it sucks.
Yeah, you don't have your auto attacks.
Yeah, and so I mean, which is where you put out most of your damage anyways. But with that attack speed, at least you know you're going to have that mana you need for those like finishing attacks, like if someone's trying to run or something like that. So I think this is actually a really cool thing. I kind of like it. At first, I was a little like wary. I'm like, okay, so you don't have the mana buff anymore, but no, I like it.
Yeah,
Good
and
job,
I think
Smite.
it actually makes more of the hunters viable. So like nobody would play Xbalanque because, well, he didn't really have good lane clear. Well, now everybody basically is lane clearing with their auto attacks because they don't have insane amounts of mana. So it's making everybody a little bit more even when you go through the game. And so I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with Season 2. We've already seen some absolute crazy games in their Season 2 preview that they had over the weekend, where you'd see things like Thanatos, who's an assassin, played in basically that ADC hunter role. So in the duo lane, you saw Thanatos in there with a support. We also saw one of the teams go with a Osiris Hercules matchup. So 2 warriors in the duo lane. So some different things are coming out, and it's just kind of neat to see how those are really come into play in Season 2. So it's going to be really cool when that starts up. So I'm super excited. And one of the things that I tried when I was playing this week was to go and sorry about that. I was being interrupted subtly by not quite a 4-year-old.
Did you beat them at Halo?
No, not lately. Maybe because I haven't played.
Not lately. He does it.
So, what I was doing, I was playing with Sith Lord Corv, and while I think Maury was reconstructing his computer, we got online, and we ended up playing on a new account. So I created a new account.
So now he's up to 20.
20 new accounts? No, I only have like 5
20
accounts, I think.
Lies.
Anyways, Chalk was in the free rotation. And so I just wanted to do something different. And since I saw all these crazy builds in the duo lane, I thought, you know what? Everybody can build ADC. So I took Chalk. I built him like a crazed hunter. I went all attack speed and crit. And I was really surprised at how well it worked. Granted, it was against the Lobies, but still, it was insane just to see basically the axe going so quick. I was over 2 attacks per second So really insane. I also had Oboe, Odysseus Bow, which does a chain lightning attack. And so not only was I attacking insanely quick, but every fourth attack gave me a chain lightning that just spread through minions and heroes, and people were dropping like flies and trying to stay desperately away from me. So it was fun. I'm sure I was not very tanky like I usually am as Chalk, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I almost want to try it on my higher level account, just because it's fun to play warriors, and I really like Chalk, and it would be strange to see Chalk basically dancing around with his axe going crazy, shooting lightning at everybody. So I'll have to give it a try.
That chalk is
New meta.
erased by rain, but chalk makes rain.
Yes, very true, very true. Let's see.
Go home, Mac.
Also,
You think?
on my main account,
No, I'm buzzed.
Okay,
I've
fair enough.
almost got all the warriors mastered. So I'm down to tier, which is the warrior I like the least.
Sock
Did
puppet.
you ever get the sock puppet for tier?
Yeah, I did get the sock puppet.
Good deal.
Okay.
You'll have
I've
fun.
got a bunch of
doing
skins
that.
for tier, and I just really don't like him. He's my last warrior to master, so I do really like warrior. So I think I'm going to try and kind of play warriors in season 2 on ranked, but I'm going to struggle if I ever have to do tier. I hear that tier is getting buffed in the next patch, so or at least this new run, the items and everything make tier a little bit more viable. He's more tanky, and hopefully he can be a little bit more damage centric. So I'll have to give him a try, but right now I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, I mean that's always good. Like I played tier before as well, and I sucked at him. I kept trying to use his because he has 2 different modes, like an attack and kind of a defense mode, correct?
Yep. Yeah, he does the stance switching.
And I sucked at both.
Good to know.
So, yeah, and the stance switching is very unique to the Nordic
Norse.
gods, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of the Nordic ones have a stance
Yeah.
switching. So Ull and Hell, and there's another one coming up, I think. I think-
Oh, something I forgot to mention is I bought a whole bunch of chests, and I got some skins, and I got a skin for Geb, who
And
is
he
my
doesn't
favorite
play.
guardian. To
Oh,
play.
Geb 1?
Is the robot Geb?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
a cool skin. One of my
I,
favorites.
I love playing Geb. He's the only guardian that I actually play as that I win when I play as. So, and I gotta thank Mori for telling me about him, because otherwise I probably would have never picked him. So
Yeah, I'd rather you play him than Bacchus.
yeah, I
probably
fucking
true.
suck at Bacchus. You would
Bacchus
think
is-
spirit animal. No, doesn't
No.
work.
Nope.
No. The god of wine.
Yeah, he's drunk.
Where's the god of
But-
beer? Where's that god?
I don't
Probably
but
in your
it's
fridge.
Not hiding in your bed. Anyways. I also played Heroes of the Storm, so continuing with my daily quest push, just trying to make sure that I can get some gold going there. Would be nice to occasionally play with some friends, just because it gives you a bonus to experience. But
Getting
as my
lonely?
friends are not playing too much right now, I've been just kind of sticking it out for the dailies, and then I'm kind of excited to see what they do with the Lost Vikings. So this is Lost Vikings week in Heroes of the Storm, and I believe the Lost Vikings are coming out, which is going to be an interesting.
Is that another pack I've got to buy?
Well,
Yes.
no, it's not a pack. It's a kind of a hero, but it's a hero that's 3 heroes. So I really don't know how it's going
Micro?
to work. What do you mean by micro?
Micromanagement.
You have to control, micromanagement.
Yeah.
You got to control.
You have
all
to
three.
control-
Only the
the three.
transaction.
And so
That sounds
it's more RTS like, and it's going to be, controlling 3 different. I'm guessing not as strong guys.
That wouldn't seem in keeping with the actual game of having to micromanage 3. It seems rather complicated.
Yeah.
I would imagine it being maybe there's a button that changes the actual Viking that you control.
Well,
Is it
yeah.
gonna take me
I'm
2
not too
hours to learn
sure,
how to
so-
use this?
Yes, probably.
Maybe.
Probably 6.
Maybe. Unlike the rest of the game.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Warcraft spawned the original Dota mod that had that has a bunch of micro heroes that you have to micromanage.
No, yeah, but
things that they
this,
summon.
This is totally removed from Warcraft. This,
but maybe
they
it's a
want
shout back to that, so they are going to make you micro that hero.
Manage the three of
And
them.
I mean, it could be something
don't
simply
know.
as you tab between the 3 heroes, and it'll change which one you have selected. And then
I don't know.
things.
I don't know.
That seems
It'll
rather
be interesting.
complicated. That seems rather complicated.
Well,
for
good,
Heroes of the
because
Storm
Heroes of the
to be.
Storm needs some fucking depth anyway.
Well,
Make it
it's different, but I'm excited to see what goes on. I'm not going to get Lost Vikings, so I'll see if I get matched up in another game with Lost Vikings. That usually happens, especially when new heroes get launched. Usually they start getting played by everybody who
afford
basically wants to
Drop
buy them.
$10.
Yeah, or has the actual in-game currency, so enough gold for it.
Daily
I
quest
think they're-
incoming. Play 2 games as Lost Viking.
Yeah, that would suck.
That's
Um,
pretty
So,
good. I
there's an
guarantee it.
It'll
in-game
be-
currency you can use to buy these expansions.
Yeah,
You buy
no,
heroes
they buy
or
the
packs.
heroes.
Yeah.
So it's very
So
similar
is there
to
like a
Smite, where
gold
you
farming
play and-
element to this game?
So like League of
Yes.
Legends.
Yeah, dailies. Yeah, like you get your dailies done, and that gives you gold. Like most of the dailies are 200, 300, or 800 gold.
Yeah, it's like every MOBA apart from Dota.
Yeah.
You grind enough in a free-to-play game, which gives you the currency to unlock the characters. Like in Hearthstone, you grind for packs. In League of Legends, you grind to unlock heroes. In Smite, if you don't buy the God Pack, you'll grind in favor to unlock heroes. And Heroes of the
That's
Storm
true.
is no different.
Yep.
I've
You're
never
just
I've never
grinding gold.
noticed. I guess
Yeah.
the grinding for gods and Smite just because I
Because you have the God Pack.
always
Because you
had the
have
god
the God
pack
Pack.
ever since I played.
It's a ridiculously good deal. Just pay $30, get every god. So
Yep.
Every god ever.
favor just becomes, I want to get that diamond skin, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's all I ever use
Yeah,
fair for is skins, or like a re-roll and like an assault.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways, with this, usually when they launch a new hero, it's a 15,000 gold hero. I don't have anywhere near 15,000 gold, so I'm not going to be buying it with in-game currency or out-of-game currency. But I'll let you know if I end up running into somebody, what it plays like, and if it's any good. So it'll be interesting. I also wonder, with this being not part of Diablo, not part of Hearthstone, not part of StarCraft. I mean, not Hearthstone, Warcraft or StarCraft. It's the first hero that doesn't fit into a current family.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a legacy family. I wonder if they're going to bring a new category or a new daily quest is, play with as a legacy hero, or maybe even bring in some of the new ones with Overwatch, so that they have kind of like that other entity category or something. 'Cause otherwise, these guys are just going to be out on their own.
Well, can you imagine? Well, I guess not soon. The Overwatch character. I can't imagine the Overwatch characters.
No,
are gonna
not
be
before
Heroes
the
of-
game comes
I'm
out.
going to say yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Overwatch characters in Heroes of the Storm before Overwatch is even in beta. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
sometime in the future.
I do think you will see Overwatch heroes in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, I
Or
think
Overwatch
so as well.
characters.
Yeah,
I think that will be a thing.
It'd be easy to translate. You've got
Yeah.
the StarCraft ones where they just got knockbacks and things like that using the guns.
Oh, recently, by the way, talking about StarCraft, they brought all of the Warcraft models or heroes into the StarCraft engine, so people can create mods and custom games, kind of like Dota.
Yep.
Yep, that happened.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did see that. So, exciting times. Like I said, really excited for Smite, and just still keeping my toe in Heroes of the Storm, and I can't wait for Overwatch too. So
What-
it'll be good stuff.
One of the good things that I've seen about Season 2 is Smite is that they're actually letting you duo queue for
Yes.
League.
So excited about that.
So
Well, I think-
Especially since I almost always play with somebody else.
The only thing you shouldn't be able to queue as is 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
for League you have to queue as 5 or solo. right now.
You should be able to do 2, 3,
No,
or 4, or
no,
2, 3, or
League,
5.
League is all one. There's no 5Q for League in
Oh, true.
Smite. That's just pre-made friendly matches.
Yeah.
Practicing basically for professionals.
Like what we all used to do back in the day.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah.
Is that all, Will?
Yeah, that's all. That's all. So it was a good week. Good week.
Yeah,
Lots of
sounds
fun
it.
stuff.
Everyone, bunch of people visiting their old classics, but some stuff's going on with them. Or, like Mac, you're checking out some new games. So, good deal. We're going to head out of what are you playing? We're going to skip sports real quick and head into the trends, which I need to update at some point because it's actually what's coming out in the next week. So, we have Evolve on Xbox One, PS4, and PC coming out tomorrow, followed by Superstar
Anybody picking it up?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'll give it
All right.
time. Let it marinate. Let
Yes.
patches come out. Then I'll pick it up. Super Stardust Ultra coming out PS4 February 10th. Unmechanical Extended PS4 PS3 February 10th. Hyper Dimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Vita February 11th. JRPG, guarantee it. DK the Mayor coming to PC February 13th. The Escapist coming to Xbox One February 13th. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D coming to your 3DS February 13th. Anyone picking that up?
No.
No? You
No.
guys, good.
Talk about Legend. Talk about
Majora's
Zelda.
Mask sucked. Go
I've
ahead.
got the live action stuff coming to Netflix
What?
for Zelda. They're making a live action Zelda that's going to be on Netflix.
That's shit. So, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate 3DS February 13th and new 3DS XL coming February 13th.
What? There's already a 3DS.
Yeah.
What does it mean new 3DS
I
XL?
wonder if
There's
that's
a
going
new
to.
version.
Wonder if that's going to come with a power cord.
Like,
I
does
wonder-
it look different?
No,
Like,
it doesn't.
Gift it to
They
me and
removed all the
I'll let you
power
know.
cords.
Really?
Nope. Yeah, they did. So now this new version also doesn't come with a power cord,
Oh, yeah.
even in
They've
the
seen that.
U.S.
Wow.
it comes with a big fuck
Yeah.
you.
That's a
Well,
Ooh, we
no,
should
they-
warn. Sith
Isn't
Lord
it-
Korv is about to get one.
batteries not
Hopefully,
included.
he already has a power cord.
Yeah, because
He has
isn't
it
it
pre-ordered.
basically they're saying, oh, well, you probably already have a DS or
Yeah,
a 3DS, so
Yeah.
you should already have the cord.
Yep,
That's
pretty much.
shit.
That is shit. It should come with a cord. That's
I don't
fucked
see
up.
a fucking different thing about this.
I don't know.
No, I don't think it looks different.
Bigger
Maybe a different color.
screen. I don't know.
Maybe like the screen's better, like the resolution in the screen.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
Who
That's
knows?
bullshit.
But
Oh, by the way, guys, did we talk about this last? I know we talked about ESO last week. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
And that it's coming, like PC and Mac will be like free to play on 3/17/2015. But I don't think we talked about the consoles at all. I
Yeah,
got an email
We didn't mention
Yeah.
the console release, which is going to be in June, I think.
June 9th, 2015,
Yeah.
a year after they originally said it would be out for the consoles.
Yeah, and that's
But
going to
at least I got in an email, so it has to be real. So
yeah,
all good,
sure.
guys.
And
But-
they said they've put a lot of work into
Yeah,
it, like
that's
brand
a
new
good thing.
UI, and it's going to come out with the justice system and everything that's coming out in
Yeah.
release.
Is that deal still on? That if you bought it on PC, you can get it on
no,
Xbox for
that
$20?
finished ages
I think it's
ago.
over now.
Because if it
Yeah.
was like, there's no subscription, then I'd
Well-
fucking totally do that.
That's a good point. Who knows? But all right, so that does it for what's coming out next week, folks. And we are going to go ahead and turn back on the
Esports.
sports thing and jump into our esports section. Mac, why don't you go ahead and grab the first topic?
All right,
Pretty fucked
League
up
of Legends team, meet your maker. You know, if you've ever seen our DayZ videos, you've heard that before. Is in the spotlight as a bit of controversy has been revealed. Recently, their player Corey, it's a weird way of spelling it, has returned to the team after 2-week absence. Oh wow, 2-week absence. Apparently, he had left due to a dispute over pay not received from his previous team, Super Hot Crew, a team managed by AK3 GmbH, which many of the Meet Your Maker employees worked for. Corey left citing he was worried a similar issue would arrive and has come back after MYM team manager Sebastian Thalali Rotterdam spoke to Corey and his mother, at which point he threatened his mother, saying he would ensure she lost her housing as she signed Corey's contract. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's pretty
your
fucked
mom.
up.
That's going to be around forever. Your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play
That's
this
messed
game
up.
with me, or your mom's going to lose her
take
house.
your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
If I
Totally
was
screwed.
If I was that kid, I'd be like, nah, go fuck yourself. You're on your own, bro.
Yeah.
Try and win
I
this thing
actually
for it.
hope Riot bans the team.
Yeah, me too. And it wouldn't be something that I wouldn't see coming, because Riot does control the atmosphere around their game like that, and would probably look at this and be like, that's kind of bullshit, dude. You guys got to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to take people's houses away?
Yeah,
that's fucked up, not going to
It's
lie.
pretty fucked up.
Contractor, no.
Yeah,
You're
contractor,
not done.
no. I'm going to ensure that you lose your house. Like, get out of here, dude. You're going to put a fucking tilt on our house? I don't think that's going to work. Will, the next bit.
Yeah. Oh my god, can you believe it? 19 more CSGO players have been banned for match fixing. Damn, this is getting old, don't you think?
Yep.
With all of the controversy, do you still support CSGO as a serious esport?
No.
Honestly?
No,
We said
no,
this last
they're
time.
just cheating.
This is getting
No.
ridiculous.
Just
I hear more rampant about, like, it's more rampant in Counter-Strike Go
Than anywhere.
any other esport I've ever heard of.
yeah, I mean it's just ridiculous. I think we should stop watching it, stop paying attention.
Valve,
Never
I'm not saying
allow it
Counter-Strike
to
as a
show
genre,
up.
but if they want to make a Counter-Strike game in esport, they need to seriously learn how to fix these issues.
yeah,
I think,
and
I think
Valve-
I heard something.
This
Hold
is
on.
not anything to do with the game though. This is match fixing.
right, but
This is, hey, I'll lose to you so that you can get
Yeah.
ahead in the tournament.
so here's the deal, though. Valve has
Oh,
come
match
out
fixing.
and they have made a statement. There's an official blog post from Valve that says, if you intend to participate in a Valve-sponsored event involving CSGO and they know that you have bet on games, you're not invited.
Good.
So if Valve does a TI-like event for CSGO and they know that you're one of the people that bets on games, you will not be invited to that event. Fair enough?
Wait, as a player, correct?
No, player, if you work for an organization and you found to have been betting on
Well,
games...
I mean, what if you're just a viewer? That's what I'm saying.
If you are a viewer and you intend to one day become a pro and they know you've bet on games, you're not invited to the events.
So you can never bet on games in your entire life.
Right. They want
Sounds good.
people to stop betting on CSGO games. They do not approve of the practice, and they will not invite people to an event that they host.
yeah.
All right, well. there
If
you
they're
have it.
not going to run a league for the event, I think this is the best thing that they can do. Because this isn't, like you said, this isn't like getting around a game mechanic or getting like a wall glitch into the game or anything. This is match fixing. So if you're betting on games, don't expect an invite to Valve events.
Good.
All right, so that means
Or any of
that's
them.
like,
Right.
don't
Well,
tell your brother about
I'd say-
Counter-Strike Go, Mori, otherwise he can never
Yeah.
be a
Oh,
professional
no.
gamer.
You'll never
What?
play that shit.
Well, I thought you were trying to say it's very similar to wrestling with all the matches being fixed.
Oh.
They're not fixed because that's
Oh,
They're scripted.
shit.
yeah, it's
It's a soap opera for
Scripted.
guys.
Scripted,
Exactly.
not fixed.
yeah, it's not
So,
like
so these CSGO players, they weren't in fixed matches. They were
It was
in
a scripted
matches.
match. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
So, bit of exciting Dota 2 news, and I'm going to go on for a bit covering the Dota Asian Championship. But right before that, right before the Dota Asia Championship Grand Finals, a teaser was shown for the upcoming New Bloom event. So every spring they do an event celebrating, I think it's Chinese New Year, something like that. The trailer showed a creature note that is called the Year Beast, running throughout the map, being followed by a hero, Crystal Maiden, and a not yet released hero from the original Dota, the Winter Wyvern. This hero has been teased in the blog image for the PA Arcana. You could see the figure of a dragon inside the smoke. It was teased in the Shifting Snows update image. You could see the dragon on the left side of the screen. And people have been waiting for this thing to come out, and now you actually see the dragon in the game following this Year Beast, which, according to the audio on the thing, it said before you had to hunt down the Year Beast. I guess it was like a custom game mode where you had to hunt this thing down. He would drop potions and stuff. But this time, you're going to tame the Year Beast. So it sounds kind of like maybe what Strife did, where you fight him or you do something to trigger him fighting on your side and charging down a lane. So that could be pretty interesting. Sounds like a lot of fun, but more exciting is now we are going to have 110 heroes in Dota 2. So if you're
Is that like a good lucky number?
Sucks to play
no,
Miranda.
but it's another hero. The last hero was a support that they introduced, so I'm hoping this one is more of a carry.
That was the Clankers, right?
No, that was since I've been into Dota, they've released Techies, which is kind of like
Techies, that's who I'm thinking
yeah,
of.
he's kind of like your tower defense character. He is like something you would see in a tower defense game. Then they brought out Oracle, which is like your godly support. He can heal, he can nuke, he can fucking make people invisible. Great character.
Could do it all. He's great.
And now Winter Wyvern's going to be coming, so hopefully he's more of a carry type of hero, and it should be interesting. But now I'm going to go ahead and get into some Dota 2 Asia Championships. So this was the third largest prize pool, not winnings, standing at, and I had to be corrected on originally I was typing up the notes, Will was coming in and adding his part of the notes, and he saw this and he was trying to correct it and be like, it was the fourth behind Smite. And I was like, no, it was the first. And then I was like, the prize pool was 2.8. And then he must have booted up Dota or something and went to the thing and was like, no, it was 3,057,519.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, touche, Will. But this is the third largest... What?
Yeah, prize pool. But
right,
the
not winnings.
Winnings for the top team were not
One
quite
something.
the same
Is
matches.
the top prize pool still last year's TI?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And TI5 is right around the corner, so we'll see how that goes. But, third largest prize
Good.
pool. What?
Yeah, good.
Oh,
Good that they're growing their scene, even for kind of not the World Championship, but the Asia Championship. So good to see.
and this had representation from around the world. This was a really big tournament. It was done with their publishing partner in Asia. It's not Valve over there. It's Perfect World, so they were hosting the event. It was done. The production value was pretty similar to what you saw at TI4 and stuff. So it was a really good event. Way better games, in my opinion, than TI4. I got into Dota right at TI4 and I got to watch it. And at the time, the meta was like this death ball strategy. You got to lead early. You spiraled out of control. Matches were done by 20-minute marks. This year at DAC, they had games where people came back from fucking mega creeps. Like, that shit is unheard of. Like, all 3 lanes were raxed and they still were able to come back. They're very impressive games, very cool games this year. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled on how the top 3 turned out, go ahead and skip ahead now, but you're losing your chance right now. So, coming in third place is Team Secret, losing 2-0 in the lower bracket finals to Evil Geniuses. This was an astounding match with a bit of drama, seeing Team Secret had 2 former members of Evil Geniuses, Arteezy and Zai, recently added to their team. In fact, Arteezy was wearing an Evil Geniuses t-shirt. Dun, dun, dun.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. This meant that Evil Geniuses and Vici Gaming would meet in the grand finals of the tournament, and it's USA's Evil Geniuses walking away with the largest cut of the prize pool in first place, beating out Vici Gaming 3-0. They fucking 3-0'd these dudes.
Very sweet.
Absolutely. Game 1, EG had an very interesting draft. Something that you don't really see from them before. Universe picked an offlane Phoenix. This year, I don't remember ever seeing him on this character, except for the Dota Cinema Captain's Draft tournament, and that's only because Phoenix was allowed in the tournament, but wasn't in Captain's mode yet. So it was real cool to see. And he was really the story of this Game 1, because they had him, they had Treant Protector, so if Phoenix did his ultimate, which basically is Supernova. You know how a Phoenix rises from the ashes and doesn't die. So he turns into, basically, everyone calls it the egg. And you have so much time to kill the egg or it lands and it causes a shockwave that stuns, and the Phoenix comes back full HP, full mana. They had a Treant Protector that was able to use Overgrowth and Living Armor to keep the egg alive, and if they decide to come in and try and kill the egg, Evil Geniuses could respond with Enigma, Black Hole, lock down the entire team, save the Phoenix, stun. It was so much lockdown. Let's see, where am I in the notes? Thank you. Game 2 was Old Man Fierce turn to shine on his Anti-Mage, a pick not often seen by EG, a great counter to VG's Black playing the Medusa, but once again, Universe stole the spotlight with the second fastest Blink Dagger of the tournament and an outstanding pickoffs against VG as Batrider. The future seemed bleak for VG going into Game 3, but with an outstanding early game, they were able to kill Samal, the 15-year-old mid player for EG, 4 times in 10 minutes. And it was basically the same setup each time.
So, do they measure how long it takes to get a Blink Dagger?
Yes. They had the Beyond the Summit group that was casting it had a really great stats crew that was they were working with there's standard Deviant Stat House. They were working with them to get a bunch of stats while the tournament was going on. So it was actually pretty impressive. They did a great job. It was a really great cast. But cool. The most deaths in the first 10-minute mark during the tournament. But Samal showed his composure and was able to rebound to get the most kills before the 10-minute mark in the tournament, and the 10th fastest Bloodstone in professional Dota 2 play. And then led his team to a Game 3 victory over VG. That was really impressive to see this 15-year-old. Like, you're pretty much, if you're dying 4 times in 10 minutes...
You should be way behind.
Yeah, you should... Yeah, and he was. He was ridiculously behind. Didn't even get a Midas or anything. Just better play, calm. He kept his composure. He found pickoffs. He started finding kills, and he just snowballed out of control. It was an amazing game to watch. It was amazing to see this kid play. Really, really good games. So that does it for the DAC. Evil Geniuses representing the USA take first prize. No longer are the Chinese teams the gods of Dota 2.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I've heard I heard something about a very odd mix, and maybe it was game 1, but I thought it was game 3 for what is it, Vichy Gaming, VG. Mm-hmm. I thought they had an odd composition in their. I thought it was game 3, but I could be mistaken.
No,
just something that wasn't typically played. I thought, or that they hadn't.
Wasn't
played,
that the Phoenix
but I could
thing?
be wrong. Somebody was complaining that they were experimenting in the finals.
I don't know if they were experiencing. It was more or less picks that you'd usually see from them. I think they picked a Shadow Fiend mid, but they had someone sitting behind, and he was. What honestly seemed to be the problem was once they kept Samal down like that, they were letting Fear free farm. Like, they were so focused on keeping this kid down that their carry got to free farm, and then when he started showing up to the fights, they had no answer for him. So then when they took their eyes off Small for a second, he was able to quickly rebound back into the game, find some key pickoffs on supports, and get right back into the game, start going after the cores, and then he started being cocky as hell. Like, they did, like, post-game interviews with him. You know, they're all standing on the stage with the trophy, and they're like, oh, should we rename the Storm Spirit Small? And the kid's like, yeah, you should. They're like, there's a bunch of fans watching that are your age and would love to be a professional Dota 2 player. Is there any advice that you have for him? He's like, it's kind of hard to be me. So he has a great attitude. He's a very cool kid.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which is awesome.
Yeah,
kind of an asshole.
He earned it. So hats off to him.
I don't know.
Good
You
job,
got to
good
be
job.
humble. I think if you're cocky, I'm not a big fan of cockiness, though. I think cocky people should be stabbed.
Well,
My
when you're
opinion.
shut down like that, and you're going up against one of the best Chinese teams in the league, and they shut you down that early, you get the most.
Yeah, but if there was
deaths.
anybody else, I mean, I don't know.
There's a difference
like,
between being cocky and being a loser, and being cocky and being actually one of the best.
Yeah.
There's a massive difference. Like people
well,
who are just
I still think you shouldn't be cocky. There's very good